Hello to all you Euphoria heads out there. Euphoria addicts, I don't know what to call everyone. We'll figure it out as we go along. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is EJ Marino and we have a new review. I'm going to be jumping into a show I decided to binge all weekend and then review it for the latest episode. Oh yes, we are talking about Euphoria Season 2, Episode 2. If you are new to my channel, hello, welcome, I'm EJ. I talk about a bunch of weird queer stuff, I talk about horror stuff, and now maybe possibly Euphoria. Who knows, this video could do very bad and I'll never talk about this again, but I really much like this show and I wanted to get my feelings out. I thought the first season was very well done, very honest and real. Like, I went through small town life. Hell, they even mentioned Tampa, Florida in the first episode. That is where I'm from. Yo, it gets crazy, so I very much related to this. I like the characters. I think Maddy and Jules and Nate are all very deep, interesting characters I want to sink my teeth into. Fez is like a man crush, and Rue, she's a hot mess, but hey, I like to watch her as well. So yeah, this was a very fun show and I had to talk about it. And for the people who follow my channel and are just checking out a new video I made, you all should be watching Euphoria. Someone had suggested I watch this in my comments. I started seeing TikToks about it, so I decided to jump right on in, and I'm very happy I did. This is the second episode of Season 2, so you might be a bit lost, but you have time to catch up, and yeah, I'm very excited. Oh, also, sorry that I'm dressed like this today. I was very inspired. This hat is from this old Trump supporter I used to hook up with, because, again, much like Cassie in the show, I make bad decisions about my men in my life, so yeah, I am very, very thrilled to get into this. This episode had a lot of juicy details, so let's get into it right now. With Euphoria's big cast, I decided to kind of break this up into sections. I'll be talking about characters in big groups, not just as the episode goes along, because there's a lot of like weird stories that intersect with each other. Sometimes we'll see a part of a story and not get it until the next episode. So I'm going to start off with Nate. Nate got his ass whooped by Fezco last week. I mean, wow. I didn't think he was dead. Also, the internet kind of had spoiled that I don't think he was going to die. But he's definitely not in a good state. Definitely really thought he got out of the hospital way too fast. I was kind of hoping he would be stuck in there a little bit longer and maybe some awkward visitation moments with Maddy and Cassie. He has to deal with that when he gets out, you know, trying to split up the two girls. But yeah, I thought this was a interesting start. There was a lot of weird Nate stuff. This was a big, healthy dose of Nate. He's a character I do enjoy. He's a villain. He's disgusting. I'm not saying any of the actions he does is great. I just like watching him do it, and I think he's really entertaining, a really good actor. That scene in the first episode of the season in the bathroom, oh my goodness, the stress. So yeah, he's in his weird state, having all these visions. He seems to having thoughts of Jules and Cassie and Maddy, and then the stuff with his father we will talk about a bit in this. Yeah, there's a lot going on in this character at this moment, and I liked that we got that weird trippy montage. Usually these are a bit drug-induced, like when Rue goes through some of like, I don't want to say visions, but you know, just has these really highly edited crazy moments. Yeah, I like that it was based around him fighting for his life and trying to figure out his place. And this was the start of the Cassie and Nate drama? Love? I don't know what to call this relationship. It started a bit of last week when they hooked up, but they do seem perfect for each other because they're both toxic human beings with horrible taste in significant others. So I'm on board with this. They're seeming to hide their relationship behind Maddy's back. Maddy is in a weird spot where she kind of has a leg up on homeboy. Like, Nate stole the disc from his dad that has the dad and Jules hookup, and Maddy stole that from him, and I cannot wait till she leaks that. I know by the end of the thing she's gonna go, anyways, like, Maddy was great this episode. Also, seeing her with, like, Jules and stuff, I thought was really cute to see her character. Yeah, so Nate and Cassie are doing their thing, trying to hide it from Maddy. They're having to go to, like, weird abandoned construction things, like where they're building houses. The small town I lived in, there was a lot of these, so you would go and do things in these. Thought that was way too real, way too accurate. So yeah, I thought this was an interesting Nate episode with the Cassie stuff. She seems to be in dumb bitch mode, and I feel it, relatable content, but also it's frustrating because I'm like, girl, just you're supposed to be your single year. This is supposed to be figuring out myself, and you get wrapped up with the worst dude ever. At least Maddy understands that he's the worst dude ever. She still keeps trying to go back to him, but she's in a more realized spot, which I think by the end of the season, she would definitely be done with him. Yeah, this Maddy, Nate, and Cassie drama is only going to get worse. We are seeing the very rumblings, like early bits of it. This triangle is going to get crazy, but there's another love triangle we have to get into. So I've never got to talk about Euphoria on this channel since I kind of watched it all in one weekend, but I will say I'm not a big fan of the Jules and Rue relationship. I love them as friends. I think they're both pretty dope. And then they get together, and I just feel like they're going to bring out the worst in each other. And now they're trying to spark back this relationship. After Jules left her at the train stop, I thought Rue was just going to be done. She was going to relapse and just be like, I'm done with you. Let's just be friends. Nope, they decide to get into the relationship again, but Rue is in her hot mess phase by also trying to hook up, maybe possibly flirt with this guy named Elliot. They did not show, unless I missed it on this episode, an actual scene of Elliot and Rue hooking up. They seem to have crushes on each other, but are they getting together into that level? I would like them to just be homies that maybe do drugs together and then maybe they both get clean. Fingers crossed, never want the addicts to stay addicts, but yeah, I thought this love triangle brewing up was pretty crazy. It does detach Jules from other people's story once again. She does have those cool hangout with Maddy. She goes and hangs out with the girls a little bit, but I just thought that Jules was going to be more entrenched in other stories, like with the Nate stuff, like with what's going on. So I'm hoping that this is not just going to be another Jules and Rue season. I would like to see both of these characters get to spread out. We do get some cool stuff with Rue and the Colman Domingo character. I always forget his name, but he is so good in the show. Like, he pops up with that little deep ass voice and just being like, let me tell you what it is, little girl. I liked it. He got to meet her mom. There was some really cool stuff with Rue this episode. It just definitely wasn't her episode. There was way more stuff with, like, Nate, and then there's the stuff with Fezco. We'll talk about Fezco next. My heart, my soul. Yeah, I liked it. I like the Rue and Drew stuff. I'm just nervous that we're going to entrench them. She said it last episode that my world got small, and it did feel like these two characters got small and into themselves. I liked it when they got to branch out and mess with other characters. Like, I want to see Rue and Maddy have a scene. I want more of that kind of stuff. Give me more of these characters playing with other people, because playing with each other, oh my god, I can't believe I say that. Yeah, playing with each other just gets a bit tiresome. So, the man of the moment is Fezco, and he's a gorgeous man and cool. So he beat up Nate last week, and, you know, he's the dealer. He's already got raided because Nate was a piece of shit. He did meet Lexi, and they're starting to hit it off well. I thought Lexi is so adorable. I would love to see them get together. I had a thing for the bad boy with the heart of gold, so I get her story. I think Fezco is a great guy. He's problem-ish and a bit slow, but those things can be worked around. That's fine. So yeah, this is the moment where, Nate's dad, I think Cal, stupid ass Eric Dane. I like Eric Dane, but stupid ass character. So he's trying to figure out who beat up his son. He goes to Cassie and Lexi. They Cassie kind of lets out whatever happened. Her sister gets mad. Her and Lexi get into it. And yeah, Cal decides to go up to Fezco's job and try to intimidate him. And I'm like, yo, Ashtray will, like, dive across a couch and hit you with a hammer. Bro, like, you really, these are the two you want to mess with? I definitely think Cal's gonna think he's big, bad Billy Badass, because I run this town. And no, these children are going to be the one running the town next, and they need to get the old breed out, and I think that's what they're going to do with this character. Definitely think Nate's dad is gone by the season's end, hopefully either dead or in jail. Both at the same time. I don't care. Want this man out of here. He's gross. Like, Nate, I can see them redeeming 2 seasons from now or something with some stupid-ass plot line, but his dad is pure evil, pure disgusting, the most toxic person, and it seeps down. Look what he did to Jules. Look what he did to Nate. Like, it's just his toxicity things. Now it's going to mess with Lexi and Fezco's relationship, and Fezco has that one girl living with him. I'm not going to mention crackhead girl with the big lips yet, because unless she's like a character I need to remember, I don't remember her much. Do you think she's going to be a bigger part of the season? What's her connection? Let me know your feelings on all of that below. Any more Fezco stuff? I just love him. I can talk about him all day. The, like, reincarnated soul of Mac Miller's beautiful face. Anyways, yeah, now let's get into kind of the wrap up of a lot of the stuff, and the fun ending where I think Nate and his dad are about to get into it. As I took that last scene, I had a very big coughing fit, so as my eyes may look a bit red, it is not drug related, it is coughing related, which might be drug, it's just coughing related. Anyways, let's get into some of my little highlights of this episode before we get into the wrap up. I did love the Maddy getting dressed and all the fabulous things with Judy Garland playing.
I'm gonna love you, I'm gonna love you.
Oh my god, that was a moment in this episode. The score, the soundtracks, always hot, always a bop. Love them. I mean, first episode of the season had Back That Ass Up and an Orville Peck song. This had a Judy Garland song. Sometimes I feel like I am the musical director of this and I'm like, are you going through my Apple Music? Jesus Christ. Yeah, like the Maddy stuff. I thought this was interesting. We got to see that Cassie is scared of her because she is a badass and will beat some ass. Love that. Also, a bit of a mini-ish moment this episode was Kat getting with her relationship with Ethan, I believe his name is, and she's not confident in herself, which is making her not confident in him. I think she needs a boy with a bit of a edge to him. I do think he's a bit too clean cut for her, which she should be with a good person. I love everyone else around them. It's just like, wow, they're the perfect relationship, and we're not seeing how much Kat is beating herself up. I really relate to her character. Low-key thinks she is one of the best as well. Just her emotional stuff, her dramatic stuff, her stuff last season with getting into sex work. I really like her character. I think her character is a very relatable. Honestly, one of the most tangible ones here. Like, Rue's addiction is so crazy. Jules' story I can't relate to. I don't want to be Nate, but Kat's, I really touched with her story, and I think it's really interesting. I don't know if I missed anything else major in this episode, but I do think that final moment with Nate and his dad having a face-off, and he's just like, yo, I don't think Mom would want to hear what I'm about to read you for. And I'm like, Nate, when you are evil against your father, I like your evilness. He's one of those characters that, like, I would hate to be on the receiving end of his badness, but if I'm gonna be around it, okay, cool, it could be used for good. Like, it's going to be against his father. I think that's going to be very good. I hope Nate ends up teaming with the rest of the crazy people to get his dad out of the picture, because he needs to go. What he's going to do to Nate is scary. What he could possibly do to Fezco. Yo, if Fezco gets hurt this season because of Nate's dad, I will find Eric Dane and I will have a conversation with him myself, Mr. Former Grey's Anatomy McSteamy. We'll have some tea to spill. Anyways, yeah, I really liked this episode. I thought it was strong. I think overall this season looks really good with this. It feels like it's shot on film. It just looks so good. There's just so much detail in it. It brings out the cinematography to a new way. Still think it's a bit over-edited, a bit chaotic at times where I'm like when I'm trying to go to review, I'm so used to things like American Horror Story where, like, it's a bit structured more normally in episode. These episodes are very odd, so if I missed a major thing you need me to talk about, let me know down in the comments below. I will make sure to add this on for next week so I get all my details right. I just wanted to do a quick little tester for this. Now let's get to the end because I have a wrap-up. Alright everyone, that is it for my review of Euphoria Season 2, Episode 2. I hope I can journey with this series more. I have a blast watching it. It's very relatable to my early teen years, or my later teen years. It's just a very good show. It's scary, it's shocking, it's fun. Zendaya is like a goddess. Zendaya. Oh my god, I did this once on my other channel and I got in trouble. Yeah, everyone's just so good. I don't really love the director because, you know, I didn't like his movie Malcolm and Marie, but he seems to have his finger on the pulse with Euphoria. It feels weird watching like a white dude older than me be able to capture a generation younger than me, but I do think he gets it well from what I know of that generation, from what I know what I lived through. It's pretty good. Have a good time. If you guys aren't watching Euphoria, make sure you guys are trying it now that I'm going to review it. And if you guys are big fans of it and checking out my video, what did you think of my breakdown? Share your feelings down in the comments below. Subscribe to my channel because I make videos like this every single week. And give me a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Oh my goodness. Alright guys, let's talk about Euphoria down below.